Hello, my heathens. How are you? I hope everyone is well. I hope everyone had a beautiful 4th of July, or however you celebrated, or whatever you did. Um, Mine was crazy, still coming down from it. That's why I look so awesome right now. So, it's going to take me a couple days to get over my 4th. I wanted to, this was on my mind, and I wanted to talk about it real quick. Um, I wasn't even going to make a video tonight because, for one, I just didn't feel like it. I don't like it when my energy is not there. I don't even like to post anything in the group if I feel like my energy is not right or if my energy is not there. But it was just something that was gnawing at me, and I'm like, you know what? I don't care if it's like 5 minutes. I have to get it out or it won't stop in here. So, I wanted to talk about a couple of things, actually. Of course, when do I not ever just talk about one thing? The first being, when you are first starting out, I hear and see so many questions, obviously, about, oh, I'm a beginner witch, I'm a witchling, I'm a baby witch, what do I do? I'm just starting out. Advice and information that people can give you is awesome and is absolutely paramount. It is, no doubt. But it's also a lot to take in. I mean, it's overwhelming, the amount of information that is out there on so many different levels, on so many different genres, on so many different platforms, that you get so overwhelmed. Like when I was first starting out, I had no one to help me. I was doing it all on my own. I had no one to ask. I had no one to guide me. I had nothing, you know. I had some groups, thankfully for that, and I had some people that, helped guide me in basically into the direction I should go. But what I want to stress is that don't get caught up on you have to know this, you have to do that, you have to know every single thing about every single god and goddess, about every single thing pertaining to paganism. You have to. No, you don't. You don't. The basics, of course. Do your research. Figure out what's calling to you. Figure out what it is you want to know more of. Reading is paramount. It really is. But when you ask these questions, it's like, I can't stand it when people ask the questions and then they don't want to put in the footwork. Like they want to say, oh, I want to know how this and this works, or what direction should I go in, or how should I do it, but then basically want it laid out for them. Like, here you go, I did all the work for you, and now I'm handing it to you on a silver platter. Yeah, no, I can't stand that. I don't like that. And, for those that are genuinely interested in learning more about paganism or the craft, it's trial and error. It's going to be trial and error. The best way to do it is to just jump in feet first and see what happens, You have to figure out what's calling to you. And which is another thing I wanted to bring up. Maybe you're like, well, there's a bunch of shit calling to me. Like, I'm so confused because I've got this thing that I feel, I've got that I feel, I've got this calling to me, I don't know. Because for some reason people believe that you have to have a path. Like, you have to have a secular sect path, and you have to, like, label yourself like, oh, I'm a hedge witch, or oh, I'm a green witch, or oh, I'm a storm witch, or it goes on and on and on. Okay, trust me, it does. But you don't. All you have to be is yourself. That's all you have to be. You have to have, you don't have to have any path. And if you are the type of person where this is calling me, this is calling me, then maybe you're eclectic. Maybe you want to incorporate a little bit of everything into your life, a little bit of everything into your practice. Maybe you're like, hey, there's so much that I'm into, and there's so much that I support, and I'm so open-minded to everything that I don't want to be a part of just this one secular sect path. I'm feeling it all. So you borrow and take from different practices, different religions, different beliefs, and you incorporate it all into your own practice, into your own belief. That's what I am. I'm eclectic. And I could never pick just one thing to be. There's no way. Okay, I'm in line. I'm in the freaking the salad dressing aisle for an hour because I can't pick just one salad dressing. I'm like, oh my god, but the cucumber ranch sounds really good too. Okay, like there's no way. There's no way. So this is who I am. That's what I do. I do a little bit of everything, and I follow a little bit of everything, which is what makes my path so unique to me. Is because I have the best of all the worlds, really. But the main point is, don't get overwhelmed and caught up with you have to know it all when you first start out. You have to have all these things before you can even attempt to start practicing. You have to know exactly what you want to do and who you want. No, you do not. That is the whole point. That's the whole point, is researching what calls to you, figuring out who you are as a person, who you are as a pagan, who you are as a witch, figuring out what is calling to you and what makes your heart sing, what, puts that spark and that fire in your soul and in your spirit. I've lost my drink. Sorry, excuse me, Coke sponsor. Sorry, my mouth is dry as shit. But, and it's just so, and like I said, I got to thinking about it because when I first started out, it was so fucking much. It was so much, I felt like I couldn't even begin to have any type of practice or any type of belief system unless I had like all this. See all this right there? That took years to achieve, and I'm very proud of my altar. I'm very proud of everything that I have. But if you are all that matters, okay? All of this is just aesthetics. That's all it is. I like pretty things, so I want to have pretty things. I like to have shit to add to my shit, so I'm gonna have it. But what it boils down to is that all you need to know is yourself, who you are, who you want to be, and you don't have to have a fucking label. You do not have to have a label. Oh, well, you're not this kind, well, then you don't know who you are. It's like, no, I do know who I am. I'm a little bit of fucking everything. It's called a chameleon, and I like being that way. Okay? I don't live in absolutes, so... and it's the exact opposite for the other side. If all that doesn't work for you, but having the one thing work for you and that one path and that one specialty, it still is perfect and it still goes both ways. But I just don't like it when people are just starting out and they feel like I have to wait to get all this stuff. I have to wait a year and a day before I can really, be initiated into whatever it is I'm choosing to follow, whatever it is I'm choosing to believe. And that's just not the case. You don't have to be that. And I know it really bums a lot of people out when they don't have all this stuff for their altar, or they don't have all those candles, or they don't have all those oils, or I don't have all those herbs, or you don't need any of that. You work with what you have on hand. If If that's one freaking crystal, then you work with that one crystal. If it's one herb being rosemary, which usually clear quartz and rosemary are like the first go-to, they can really replace any, you know, not unless it's like a major one. I said this in my other video, but that's usually like the basic replacements. But you don't need anything. All you need is your faith, your strength, your energy. Your energy and your intent are paramount, and those are the things that's all that matters. Is that everything else is just aesthetic, and everything else is just knowledge, and it's going to come as you grow in your practice and grow who you are as a person. It's going to come with that, you know, as you do your research, as you figure out the style of what you want your practice to look like, or what you want your belief system to be. That's going to come with it. That's just going to come naturally. But you have to put in the footwork if you really give a damn about what you're doing. You can't sit here and be like, what do I do? I don't know if y'all can see me. Shit, I keep getting messages that are popping up, and it's a new phone, and I'm not sure how to get rid of them yet. You know, but you can't sit here and be like, hey, what do I do? Give me your advice, and then keep asking question after question, basically us doing it for you. You know, like you just can't do that. That's asking a question and getting advice is one thing, but not being proactive in your own life and in your own belief and in your own practice is complete bullshit. And I'm definitely going to say that. I'm calling that out. Don't come at me with the comments, okay? Don't you fucking dare. I don't put on airs here. I don't put on airs in the group. I don't put on airs here. So you just might as well fuck all them comments if they're going to be bullshit. Because it's the truth. And people who actually really know themselves know that's 100% the truth. How the hell are you going to know and learn if you get other people to do it for you? It just doesn't work that way. It doesn't work that way. Hang on, y'all. You know I like to refer to notes. I have my notes. Because I can't even remember shit. Y'all will figure this out at some point. My brain sucks. Another thing you need to do is when something feels right or when something feels wrong, either or, you need to always follow your gut instinct. Your gut instinct and your intuition is not going to lie to you. That is the best thing you can rely on, is yourself. So the more you try to shut off those, it's me being paranoid, or it's me being whatever, or it's me being no. That is you, your inner you saying, bitch, listen to me. I know what I'm talking about. Listen to it. So always make sure you do that. Always follow your intuition and your gut instinct, because that is just as important. Because when you don't, then fucked up shit happens. True or not? How many people can say that? How many people can sit there and say, oh, well, when I don't listen to my gut instinct or my intuition, everything's always worked out perfectly. It's always been A-okay and just, pushing up roses. It's like, no, it's not. So let's be honest with ourselves. And I should have saved this for a second video, but fuck it. Another thing that is really a real big pet peeve of mine, and y'all know who you are, okay, are the ones that try to use magic to fix their life. You can only fix your life, okay? You and you alone. Nobody else can. And magic certainly can. Magic can help aid you and strengthen you in that energy and empowerment that you're trying to have over your life and you're trying to have for yourself. Is a wonderful tool, and it is a wonderful aid that helps you, on that conquest. But for the people that join groups specifically just to be like, hey, my life's fucked up, I have kids that don't want to listen, and my boyfriend cheats on me all the time, so what do I do to fix that? What kind of spells are there? It's like, huh? Bitch, ain't no spell for that. For one, do your job, be a parent, and for two, leave the bastard. There you go. That's how magic works. Okay? You are magic. Be magic. Now, like I said, if you want to use magic to aid and give me that strength, I need strength for this because I can't do this on my own, then that's completely different. That's totally different. But for those of you that are like, oh, I need magic to fix my life, is bullshit. Magic will not fix your life. Only you can fix your life. Just like nobody else can make you happy but you. Only you are your own hero, okay? No one's going to come in and save you. No one's going to come in and save the fucking day. Only you can save you. And I know this, I might be coming at it kind of harsh and kind of like wham, bam, thank you, ma'am, in your face. But it's something that I'm pretty adamant about. And it's something that I'm passionate about because, for one, it's a pet peeve. But for two, I feel sorry for those when I see stuff like that. When I see stuff like, it's not so much somebody asking a question of, oh, what can I do to remedy this in my life? It's more or less, what kind of spell can I have to make my life perfect and win $1 million fucking dollars? It's just like, did you really just ask that question? So, I wanted to fit. This is, it's all over the map as usual. Y'all know this. My videos are usually always all over the map until I can get it together. Until I cannot be all over the map and figure out what I want everything to look like, and I can get a better system of remembering shit. Yeah, keep up, okay? Because we're gonna be jumping from track to track. Okay, we're gonna start at track 1. And then by like 5 minutes later end up on track 8 and then bounce back to like track 3. So make sure you're keeping the fuck up because it's just the way it is. I need to do this when I first start the video on my intros. My name is Sarah, by the way. I am the owner of the group Hecate's Heathens. You can find it on Facebook. I do not know how to include the descriptions below. I'm not sure how to do that yet. I'm very new to this. I'm just starting out. But I would appreciate all the love and support that I can get from all of my heathens in the group and just all the heathens in general. And just so y'all know, or for the ones that are like heathens, oh my god, I'm not a heathen. Heathen does not mean like, oh, you wild boar fucking heathen you. Like, heathen just means going against the grain. That's what heathen means. Heathen means you are somebody that does not follow organized religion. You are not somebody that you follow your own code, basically. That's what a heathen is. You are very loyal to your word. You're loyal to yourself. You go against the grain. So that's what, in case anybody was wondering, in case y'all were wondering, in case newbies or anything was wondering. So yeah, that's just what I wanted to say. I wanted to break it down real quick about when you're first starting out, don't stress yourself out. Witch and witchcraft and all that, it's such an umbrella term, but there's so many things. You never stop learning. Like, you could ask all day, hey, what do I need to know to start out? And you will get 1,000,001 fucking responses and answers. Good books, good websites, good YouTubers you can go to, mine being one. How you doing? Nice little plug there. But it's just, you never stop learning. You never stop learning. I continue to learn new shit every single day. So for anyone to be like, oh, once you know this, that, and this, then you're good to go. No, it's basically the basics you want to get down. And once you can get those down, it's like, cool, okay, now I've found my own rhythm. I can find my own flow of things, stuff like that. Because it is very overwhelming. And it can just be a lot to take in, especially if you're doing it alone. It's just like, oh my, I'm sorry, what? Like, that's a lot to take in. So just remember to take baby steps. Crawl before you walk is what I always say. Um, in the group, if you're not a part of the group, remember it's Hecate's Heathens on Facebook. In the guides, I have a shit ton of information on resources and books, and like YouTubers and stuff like that for the beginner witch or people just starting out on their path. I have a bunch of that, so definitely go check that out in the guides. The other one, yeah, let's stop asking for spells to fix our fucking life when only we can do that. Okay, we can't. It just doesn't work that way. Oh, and then the whole, which path is right for you. Don't get paranoid and don't get worried and don't get upset and be like, oh, like I don't know because I'm feeling it all. Like apparently something's wrong with me because I'm feeling everything, and aren't I supposed to just have one way or feel one way? No, not at all. Not at all. That just means you're feeling everything and you're eclectic and you're the type where you're cool to incorporate more than one thing into your practice and into your belief system. And please do not let people sit here and make you feel otherwise for that. You know, the ones that are like, you can't be that way, you can't practice like that, you can't say you're a witch or a pagan or this or that. That is such bullshit. There is no room for dogma in the craft. This goes against everything that, as a pagan, that goes against everything that I try to teach. It goes against everything that supposed pagans are. What we do is sitting here and condemning somebody for how they believe, and they're doing it wrong, and it just blows my mind because I'm like, how, what? You know, my personal belief, we are all responsible for ourselves. We are all responsible for ourselves. I'm not responsible for you. You're not responsible for me. What you do has no effect on fucking me. I mean, not unless, it literally did. You were literally in my life and it fucked with me that way. Y'all probably hear my son in the background. Remember, I forewarned y'all with that? He's autistic and has moments. But it's like, why should I care how you believe? How does that affect me? It doesn't. You have to live with you at the end of the day. And you have to do what makes you happy. You have to do what works for you. You have to do what's right for you. You know, there was a saying in Pirates of the Caribbean, and it was like it was like the last one, I think. And it was a statement where the guy was like, the trick is not living forever. The trick is living with yourself forever. So just remember, at the end of the day, it's you that lives with you. It's you that deals with you. It's you that's here. It's you that's here. And that's all that matters. What everyone else says does not matter. Unless they are people who are supporting you, supporting your way of life, are in your corner, being positive reinforcements, and, rooting you on, then they don't need to be in your life. Then you need not listen to them. And if they are in your life, then don't listen to them. Take it with a grain of salt and say, yeah, well, that's the way they believe, and that's why it goes in one ear and out the other kind of thing. Because I just don't agree with it. And a lot of people aren't going to agree with me, and that's fine. That's the fact, and that's the reason of diversity. But I'm a full believer on you should do what makes you happy. You should not be overwhelmed because you don't have every single little thing that it says you're supposed to have in order to be a pagan or a witch or practice witchcraft. You are the power. You are the one that brings all the power. You're the one that has the magic and brings the magic. You are the magic, okay? Your energy, your intention, you. That's it. And if at the end of the day all you have is a fucking tea light candle, yourself, your thoughts, and the universe, and you're just talking, that's magic, baby. That's what you're doing. So, until next time, I wanted this video. I said in my other video I was going to talk about like mantras and stuff like that, but like I said, this kind of hit me out of nowhere, and I was like, okay, this is going to be really like, I'm getting sick of seeing